I'm Brian Bossler reporting tornadoes in New Jersey are about as rare as earthquakes. They just don't happen in the Garden State. But in this week's Moment in Time, we find out for the folks that lived in Trenton 100 years ago, that wasn't enough to stop the unbelievable. On August 10th, 1902, a tornado came right through the heart of the city, right here on Perry Street. Historian John Blackwell says it began on a quiet Sunday summer afternoon in 1902, with little drizzle beginning around 12:30, then gradually turning into heavy rain and then a torrential downpour. 5 inches of rain fell in 3 hours, but despite the danger and damage from flash floods filling the streets and basements, the rising water was seen as minor compared to what was about to happen next. Newspaper reports call it a cyclone, a dark cloud coming down from the sky. Tornadoes were, of course, not understood very well back then, and the storm came without warning, tearing a 2.5-mile swath through Trenton. The rare twister severely damaged the Crescent Pottery Factory on Allen Street, cracking the brick walls. The swirling wind sent 2x4s flying in the air at the Heath Lumber Yard, and along Perry Street, the most incredible pictures from that day as the storm strikes a dozen houses, knocking off the front facades. In one account of a city patrolman, Peter McLaughlin, he says he clung to the spokes of a wagon wheel, and the fierce wind spun him up and the wagon around like a top. After 30 seconds, he says it was over and his life was spared. In fact, the twister's destructive rampage was said to have lasted for all of 2 minutes, and luckily no one was killed, although 2 were injured, a woman hit in the head by flying lumber, and a boy who got a shock by stepping on a broken live electrical wire. Yet the biggest toll from the storm was the financial damage, estimated at $200,000 in 1902, which would be roughly $4 million today. By expert analysis and more modern standards, with F0 being the weakest and F5 being the strongest, scientists say the Trenton Tornado of 1902 was a smaller F1, but that was enough for it to be one of the greatest natural disasters to ever strike the capital city. And the Trenton Twister of 1902 is one that will never be forgotten. With another Moment in Time, I'm Brian Bossler.